All right, you guys, welcome to the Nobel show. I just wanted to read to you guys the comment that was sent to us, right? The comment that was sent to us about what to do. Every time I make these videos, I'm so grateful to all of you who are writing to us and sharing with us your research and stuff, because that's pretty much how we learned all this stuff. I always remind you guys, you know, what we went through and stuff, because so many of you, when you listen to me, um, welcome to all the new subscribers too who are on the channel now. Don't realize that we didn't actually have a clue. I didn't have a clue. I didn't know any of this. I didn't know about nationality. I didn't know about any of this. Naga, King of the Harvest, writes, yeah, this was misleading clickbait. This was the video that we made withdrawing tribal funds from trust done 25 CFR 1200. Thank you, God. So I make a public affidavit. I was saying that these public affidavits are no joke. A huge thank you to the powers that be that speak through me to make these public affidavits, because the amount of stuff that is manifested, not only from people who are writing to us to share their research and stuff, but actual things that have been remedied from those public affidavits and stuff. So he was saying that we have to go private. He says, do your genealogy, go private, do your genealogy, contact the Department of Interior, get a private blood heritage trust that ties you to the land. Anything else is just conjecture. Well, that blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. So all of us out here who have done our trusts, sent that off and stuff. In our case, we sent it off, I want to say, to Kathleen Wynne. Kathleen Wynne was the head for, I want to say, the Indigenous in Canaanite Land, Canada. We sent it off to her. Let me tell you what we did. You see the $1 stamps or the $10 stamps you guys can get at the post office? I think it was a $1 stamp. I think it had a whale on it. Put that $1 stamp on it with the thumbprint, right? My red ink, wet ink thumbprint, with the registered post number at the top, if memory serves me correctly. Sent that off to her and then did some corrections or additions to it online, and then sent that trust over to the international authorities and stuff to remedy some other situations we're dealing with, possibly, if memory serves me, with other domiciles and stuff. Now, we had claimed the domiciles using the longitude and the latitude because we discovered that the addresses they gave us, and I want to show you guys, we just made this video on the IRS form. This is on the OG channel. Form 2828, Power of Attorney and Declaration of Representative. This goes back to the video we made the day before. That video was on you must, I want to read it. You must commercially acquire and discharge. This is the executive order created by our one and only, signed by him for one of our heirs, one of our brothers and sisters who was gracious enough to share their research and stuff with another one of our brothers, who a huge thank you to everybody on this channel, because it's just amazing. Boom, 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 boom. So I was doing the research and reading the National Bank Act, which is on the OG channel, read this document here, this executive order. In reading the executive order in this document, it states this IRS form 2828. The IRS form 2828 is the power of attorney and declaration of representative. For those of us heirs, I always tell you, keep your birth name. So it's, in this case, he just changed the name completely, which is perfectly fine, I guess, for him, right? We were told to keep the birth name for reparations. You would write John Doe Smith / John Doe Smith L, or Al, or Bay, or Allie, whatever your appellation is, or whatever you want to change it to. It doesn't matter, yes. So in some cases, I'm not sure. So anyways, that's what he had done here. So that form, we then took that form, did a written in the nature of discovery, along with our IRS status correction, and sent that off to the international authorities, the lieutenant general, and all the other heads that you guys know. I was talking about him, that I'm so grateful for his existence. Anyway, so yeah, sent it off. And then now we had already gone over when we got that comment to the Department of Interior. The Department of Interior, guys, has changed. It is so helpful now and easy to operate. You go on it, you can send them your affidavit in the contact section, contact us section. They've got their address listed there. The entire setup of this website has changed. It's inviting now. It's not like elusive anyway. It's just a site that you can go on. I was going on it researching. I really like the way that they have done the layout and stuff. It's really easy to navigate. So you can go on that. I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. So here are the 3 videos again I put up recently. This one here on the OG channel, IRS Form 2828, Power of Attorney, Declaration of Representative. Thank you to each and every one of you. I just gave out a shout out to all of you. There's a couple that I missed. I was going down the list, and there's some more people that had written to us that I wanted to say hi to. Yeah, let me see here if I can find their names. Hang on. See if they'll come up. Frank Mend, Ken McGuire. How do you do, you guys? Okay. Let's see. Born Free. Hi, Born Free. There was some more here. I don't know if these ones will. I saw a whole bunch more that came up. I wanted just to say, give a shout out to you guys because we missed you guys. We're happy to see everybody's back. I just couldn't believe it. We put up this stuff and everybody wrote to us, and we just want to say thank you. And how is everyone doing? Hope you guys are well. And yeah, anyways, so, and then this video here on the new Nobel the second channel, you must commercially acquire and discharge. This executive order, remember, if you're using it, polite, be respectful, ask for what you're asking. I require, request, command, ask, whatever, politely, right? And then the National Bank Act that I read on the Nobel the channel, and this book, I really want you guys to go read this book. I'm going to put this in the link in the description below, The Magic of Thinking Big. Life-changing. Okay, and then the one I just created, IRS Form 2828, in lieu of the information that someone shared with us. Say, here's the new Nobel the second channel, tons of really good laws and information. Here's the United States Constitution Part 3 on it. Here's the United States Constitution Part 2. Here's a transmitting utility, which goes with the international promissory note or the bills of exchange. That's really good. And there's some older videos that I created here with some really great information as well. So the international promissory notes now that we were doing, the reason why that executive order is so important, the executive order is for discharge and set off, you guys. The international promissory notes or the promissory notes and international bills of exchange also for set off and discharge. So do you see how everything is connected? The utilities that we read here also goes with discharge and set off. The transmitting utility, bills of exchange, all those documents all go together. You send those off. And then we recommend you doing the $1 billion. We did ours, I think, for trillions. Some have it for unlimited, the indemnity bond. And somebody had asked me, I had written what we had done over 20 years, right? I couldn't remember that. I think we did take the birth certificate, if memory serves me correctly. When we authenticated, we were sent the information to get the birth certificates authenticated. We then had our loved ones, our birth parents, sign the back of the authenticated birth certificate. We then took copies of that birth certificate, the authenticated birth certificate, and if memory serves me, I think we then did an accepted for value on it to Donald Trump. I said his name, I don't know. So someone was asking me, if that's something to do, basically. So that's what we had done, if memory serves me correctly. Yeah, and if you're going to send it off to the Secretary of the State, dear God, make a copy and send a copy. Keep your original safe, and then take one of the copies, laminate that, carry that on your way. If you're doing certain things, you can just, photocopy that or just show that as well too. We use that to remedy situations with the automobile in that. That's how we got the automobile back. 40 days, 40 nights, you guys. I don't even know. Some incredible stuff. Because we had then done the UCC, the non-UCC. We did the UCC first. That didn't work out the way we were expecting. And then we were told about the non-UCC, claimed all the accounts, and then the manufacturer's certificate of origin and stuff, which is what Grand Sheikh Tashtari Bey was explaining to us, to do the manufacturer's certificate of origin on the automobile. So I think when he first purchased the automobile, he was able to actually get the manufacturer's certificate of origin. Those of us who tried that didn't work. I want to say Patrick Devine, may God rest his soul. Yeah, thank you to that man. He did a manufacturer's certificate of origin. The powers that be sent it to us here. We had to tweak it for us as nationals here. Then we sent that off to the heads for the transportation departments, both in Canaanite land, Canada, and this territory. And then we were sent, either around that same time, how to claim full life status. I think it's a form 206, I want to say. And we were sent online to the Netherlands. And when we went to the Netherlands, did a quick affidavit over there, or just filled out the information. The Cuba Havana, listen to this, you guys, I'm not making this stuff up. The Havana embassy wrote to us via email, told us where to send our stuff. We then sent our stuff over there. I might have to contact them again in this particular situation because that just came to memory. And then we sent off an affidavit to, I want to say, charge the affairs here. Charge the affairs, you guys know I watch a lot of movies and stuff. That was in the movie called $1 Million, I want to say $1 Million Note with Gregory Peck. It's an old-time movie where he was given this $1 Million, I want to say it was like an international bills of exchange or a promissory note. And then he used that to propel his life forward and live this big life. Anyways, so we sent that stuff via FedEx to charge the affairs. And I think we're going to send this stuff, the powers that be guiding me, send this stuff back over to Havana. So what we did was, when we wrote on the Netherlands website, they ask you which embassy do you want to go to, right? For the full life status, you have to claim full life, you guys. Didn't even know that existed. Because we were declared dead as per the birth certificate, which was a death certificate, really. So that's why you have to authenticate it. Those of us who are traveling, I can't speak for everyone. Those of us who are traveling, this is what we had to do for this territory here. It might be different where you are. Anyways, so on the Netherlands site, they ask you, which embassy do you want to go to? I chose Washington, D.C., and I think I chose another one, but it was primarily Washington, D.C. Because why? I know you guys are going to find this strange. We visited Washington, D.C. many moons ago, right? In the gift shop, they had this little map. On the little map, they were showing you where everything was laid out. The Federal Bureau of Investigations office department building, the Library of Congress. They have a section called the Poorhouse, whatever. And I was doing some research on these street names, and I realized that all these buildings that are connected, it's not only a map to get from one location to another, it's a map like a treasure hunt to be free. So if you know how to read code, and don't even ask me how I can do this, you guys, I could tell you even the streets in Toronto. I have a way of reading those streets because the streets line up and are codified messages. I don't know about all this stuff, you guys, but I can tell you that those streets lead you to the treasure or the treasury, or how to get free in this system of things that we're in, basically. And that's how I did it. I used these maps. And so I always like Washington, D.C. map, because I can read that map and tell you why the buildings are set up the way they are, and why the Library of Congress is on the right, and why it's called the poorhouse, not poor, P-O-O-R, P-O-U-R, P-O-U-R, which you guys already know. So when we went over to the Library of Congress, we were guided to go there to get the $1 billion copyright, because I wrote a book, right? And then they had sent me the 9 billion copyright. And you guys know we're listed as plants and seeds because they sent us to the United States Patent and Trademark Office. We can't be patented. So we have a registration number. We can't be patented. We can't be subject to anything because we're plants and seeds. We're different jurisdiction, right? So when we showed it to the people in this territory, blew their minds. And when we went, we were guided to visit the legislative offices here for the agents doing business as ministers when we first arrived, to tell them that we're here, why we're here, who we are, and yeah, lawfully, right? And our testimony of what we'd gone through. And then we were guided to go over to the tax office, the head office in Montego Bay, gave them our Federal Trade Commission clearinghouse number and all those documents we talk about here. And then they sent those copies over to the Kingston. I'm talking, my heart's beating so fast. Over to the Kingston head office. They called us back on telephone at the Montego Bay office. I was freaking out to come in for a meeting, and then they gave us all the clearances to the comptroller. I keep wanting to say the comptroller of currency. It's a tax compliance certificate, the Ministry of Labor clearance, the National Housing Trust clearance for taxation, everything we received. And then they looked at our original documents and said, our documents are more powerful than everything they're giving us here. So I say all of this to say to you guys, wherever you are, there's remedy. We're just sharing with you our experience for what we were given. But in your territory, the reason why some of you asked me to give you emails to this, that, and the other, and I said to you, when you're on your journey, the emails for your territory will begin to show up. And that's the same thing in this book, you guys. When you read this book, it's an audiobook, he will explain to you, as you begin to think clearly, the universe will provide what you actually require, right? And then on your journey, the entities will show up that you need to contact and stuff. And then you'll produce your documents there. In our case, they stamp them. And then we in turn sent those documents where whatever we need remedy for, we sent it to specific locations, and then things begin to show up, right? And so we went into the police station here, gave them all the stuff that we received. They were so scared. They were so scared when my assistant dropped off everything. The day he went to pick it up, they said, dear God in heaven, make sure she has all her stuff. Check it again. And he came back and told us. And I realized at that moment that we had claimed all the accounts. You get what I'm saying? So now we're trying to set off this last little bit, which make a public service, because we know that the ancestors are guiding us to use our power of set off and discharge with the numbers that we've been given for clearances and all the other numbers that we have to use as per the UCC, the non-UCC that we just claimed all the accounts under. See what I'm saying? And so we couldn't figure out where to send it. We know we had to send it to the legal department. We made a mistake because we didn't know that that entity was actually removed from that office, basically. And so, yeah. So international authorities send it over to the legal department and do what you need to do. Remedy that situation on our behalf too, and send us the remedy via email. Use the duty to accommodate for those of us here, Indigenous made disabled, and Article 1, Section 2, Clause 3 as Indians non-taxed, and AA 222-141 as Moorish American nationals tax immune. Like, share, subscribe, you guys. Have yourself a great day. Remember, we always share with you guys. You guys can email us on our new website. You can join our email group where we share all these great books and stuff YouTube and all the international authorities share with us. If you guys ask me the question, do I wake up searching for any of this stuff? I'm not going to lie, you guys. I don't do any of that. Powers that be sent everything to me. When I wrote the first affidavit, I tell you guys, write from your heart, not from your head. When you're writing your affidavits, write from love, truth, peace, freedom, justice, and equality. Don't write this big epistle about whatever. Write from your heart. When I did my first affidavit, one of my first affidavits was talking about my entire family and what we were subjected to, because I knew in my heart as a little girl it was wrong. What we were subjected to in Canaanite land, Canada, was not right, and I knew that in my heart. And from writing that very first affidavit, I am the only one I know that received a Federal Trade Commission clearinghouse number to set off all debts by way of taxation claiming to be utilities. And I've used that multitude of times. Federal Trade Commission, you already know. So you can join us on our online tutor school class. I'm more than likely going to share some of these online books with you guys. And you guys know I love John Grisham. I have probably read every John Grisham book, I don't know how many times. They're all about law, and I don't know what it is about his writings. I don't know if they're true, but I love the online books that they send to me with all the John Grisham books. I could read those a million times over. I just love those books. Anyways, you can join us on the two YouTube channels. I digress. Nobel L II. You can write to us for private email consultation. We will do our best to answer you to the best of our ability. We have to ask for donations for our time and our research, because you guys know, sometimes I'm answering you like 3 o'clock in the morning. It's now 4:38 a.m. and I've got to go do my meditation. And our morning meditation yesterday was no joke. So you can write to us for the GSA bonds to set off matters like child support, cases, mortgages, foreclosures, auto loans, student loans, warrants, and for those of you having to see an agent doing business, parole officer, as well as those of you in the churches doing business as jails for nonviolent offenses, you can email us for the GSA bond templates to set off matters. Set off, you guys, set off. And then the 1099 OID, you guys know we use that. That is the most incredible process in life. It cost me 1,000 notes for that, and I don't regret it, right? Got back 2 significant checks, you guys. Blew my mind. All right, so you can write to us for that. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for supporting us here. A huge thank you to all of my monthly whatever supporters that donate to us on the regular. A huge thank you to you. Those of you who wish to support us so we can continue, go to PayPal at themullings@gmail.com, and thank you. Now I want to pray for all our people here. Thank you to Ratio. Ratio, I don't have words. Every time I think of your name, I want to cry. I just want to say thank you. Now, thank you to Queen Umami and all of you, Copper Aborigines, Tressie Rockamore, I True Roots, Hawaiian Bucks, and all of you that share with us, Kiki Smith, and the list goes on. Those of you just sharing your stuff as things crop up, Charlie Ward, all you guys, thank you. So, faith without works is dead. I want to put a hedge of protection around Army, the military, the Navy. Thank you to each and every one of you, and all the international authorities and Donald Trump. I don't have words. I am so grateful. Thank you. Like, share, subscribe, you guys. Have yourself a great day.